Smith History. Discussing history in greater detail. Hello and welcome back to Smith History. In this episode we will be discussing World War II, but specifically the Nazis' atrocities under the Nazi regime. Well, it all starts after the Night of Broken Glass. See, before the Night of Broken Glass, it's really just laws that are in place, and that's the only thing stopping you. But now it's actual physical violence. People are, they're going forward, and they're not only are they enforcing these laws, but they're actually attacking you. They're using violence to enforce them. So after this, 80,000 Jews emigrated to neighbouring countries. This was forced upon them, as many of them did not want to leave, and they had to leave a lot of their money and parts of their family behind. Because, for example, if you were in a shop and it's just been broken into, it's been destroyed, and you're selling up quickly, you're selling up within a month. You're not going to get a good price, especially as at this time, you are not in a position to be able to, just take any price. So after the 80,000 Jews have emigrated to neighbouring countries, there are just a few concentration camps. The first concentration camp was only open 6 years before World War II, but this changed after Hitler invaded Austria and then invaded Poland, and he started to flood the concentration camps with Polish Jews, and then as he advanced into other countries that had Jews from there. This was along with anybody else who was considered a gypsy, homosexual, and people even of dark skin. And throughout the Nazi regime, it is estimated that they have killed over 6 million Jews, 250,000 persons with disabilities, 250,000 so-called gypsies, and thousands of homosexuals. They're also said to have murdered around 1.8 million Polish civilians, 7 million Soviet civilians, and this was not from a direct line of fire. This was murder directly. And now we start to see a side of history that's been regularly ignored, and it's the people inside Nazi Germany who would have, said that this is wrong. We don't like the idea of you just killing innocent people. It's this which is so ignored that we're actually not able to tell how many people were killed by who were German, who were old. Yes, they would have been part of the Aryan race. Officially, they would have been one of the master races, they called themselves. But instead, because they revolted or because they simply said this is not right, they would have been killed, they would have disappeared. Some of them would have been brought to concentration camps, and it just shows that not only does Hitler want to have pretty much supreme control and the ability just to be able to control the entire world realistically, and to wipe out, lots of different people, so he has his master race. It's also, there that people have the idea of, it's not just people who were giving birth, who were Jewish or so-called gypsies or homosexual or anything like that. They would have had forced abortions. But it's more than this though, because now we start to realise that Hitler's not just saying we want to kill all these people, he's also saying he's going to kill anyone who disagrees with him. And at this point you have to look at what exactly was going on in the concentration camps. Now, lots of people would say that, people must have known about the concentration camps. Now, although they would have known about the concentration camps, they would have seen people being marched through cities, through towns. They would have seen people being marched to concentration camps, and they could see that they were being treated badly. They didn't know to the full extent of the concentration camps. Maybe they did realise that there was slave labour going on in the concentration camps, but they may not have realised just how diverse, by the actual killing, the mass extermination of people using poisonous gas. It's important to realise here that, in actual fact, there was no real gas used in the Second World War for civilian wise. Gas wasn't actually used, so it just shows you that although the Nazis had the idea of, we won't use gas on the civilians of these countries, we're going to use it on people in the concentration camp. That's the idea. So essentially, the idea is either you kill the person directly by by gassing them, or you simply work them to their death. Now, torture in the concentration camps was very, very common. I think what you find is a perfect example is that the concentration camps are very like prisons, and they are basically prisons. So they are almost impossible to escape. But the problem is, even escaping them is a problem, because when you escape, what do? You're underfed. You've been basically, there's one way. There are instances of people, their concentration camp is beside a cliff, and they jump over the cliff. Well, thank you for that, and thank you for listening. Please like and subscribe for more videos. Smith History is an original Smith Co. series. You might also like Smith Facts or Did You Know videos. Next time on Smith History, we talk in bigger detail about the Second World War and the battles of the Second World War. Tune in then for the battles of the Second World War. Smith Co. Be informed.